Hey guys, Phazon343 here, and I'm here to bring you guys something a little different than what you're usually used to on this channel. I'm here to do a Incubus album tier list. This is the first music, video that I've made on this channel. Primarily, this channel is going to be used for video game content, but I kind of want to mix it up, every now and again. And I was like, you know what, I kind of want to do something music related because I'm a huge music fan. I listen to a lot of different bands. Progressive rock, alternative rock is like one of my favorite genres, and Incubus is one of my favorite bands. So I don't know if you can see that on camera, but I got to represent. I got the shirt on right here, so I'm already prepared for this album tier list. But I guess just really quick, just my background with Incubus. I've been listening to Incubus since since what? I think 2013 or 2012. I love this band. It's one of my favorite bands of all time. It's the first major rock concert I ever went to was Incubus in 2017 when they were promoting their then latest album 8, which I guess technically it still is their latest album, which is like really unfortunate. But yeah, so that Incubus is like a lot of firsts for me when it comes to like music, I guess. One of the first bands I ever like really got into. I bought all of their albums not too long after I listened to their first two albums. Well, actually, not their first two albums, but like Make Yourself and Science. I listened to those two albums and I was like, all right, I got to get everything by these guys. And from there it's history. Like again, one of my favorite bands of all time. So yeah, without further ado, I guess let's just get started with the tier list. All right, so I pretty much got these set up in release order. So we're going to be starting from their first album all the way to their latest EP, which is Trust Fall Side B. So yeah, but I guess let's get this started with Fungus Amongus, their first album. I'm gonna be honest, don't really like this album. To me, this thing just kind of sounds like a bad early Red Hot Chili Peppers record to me. It's just not good. I don't like the mixing on it. A lot of the songs on it I don't particularly care for. And the couple that I do, they would go on to re-release those in the the Enjoy Incubus EP, which I think a lot of the versions of those songs sound better on the EP than on this first album. That being said, I do like Psilocybin, whatever that song is. I do kind of like that one on there. But everything else I really just don't care for, so I'm gonna put it in D. Just not a fan. I don't like the mixing on it. It just sounds like they were just kind of just. It's not. Let's just be real. It sounds like they were all just getting high, super stoned off their ass, and they just kind of clumsily put together a record, and the mixing just is not good on it, and I'm just not a big fan of it. But there is some interesting stuff on there. Clearly, you can hear where they would go to with Science, their next album after this one. But for their first album, very, very rough. I'm just going to be honest. So I'm not a fan, and I'm going to put it in D for right now. All right, and now we arrive at Science. A lot of people love this album. For a lot of people, this is their favorite Incubus album, and they've still been begging this band to go back to the sound that is on this record, even 20 plus years after the fact. Look, guys, I would love to hear a sequel to Science from Incubus, but I don't think that's ever going to happen. And I think you just got to appreciate the album that we have right here. This is really just an album that just sounds like, it's like its time period from when it was made in the 90s. It just, I don't think you can make an album like this today that sounds like this, that has all the experimentation like this on it. It just sounds very 90s, very, very late 90s album. And it just sounds so special, and it is such a special album. It's a great album. I think I'm gonna put this in. For me, I like where Incubus would go as a band after this record. So I don't think it's their best, but it is a great album. So I think I'm gonna put it in B, high B. Has a lot of great songs on it. Redefine is one of the best opening tracks to any Incubus album. Then you have other songs like Idiot Box, Certain Shade of Green, Favorite Things, Summer Romance, which is probably my favorite song on this album. And Summer Romance, that's kind of a song that would like if you took somebody from the future, right, from like the 2000s, and then you brought them back to when this album released, and you had an Incubus fan ask them like, hey, after Science, what's the sound that Incubus is going to have for their next couple of albums. Like if you had to pick one song off of Science, what song best captures where Incubus is going to go after Science? I think Summer Romance is probably the best one. And again, for me, I love where Incubus would go as a band after this record. That's some of my favorite material from them. So Summer Romance is probably my favorite song on the album. So yeah, high B tier, great album. I love it, love it. All right, and here we are at Make Yourself. Now, this was kind of the album that put Incubus into the mainstream, and for that reason, this album, it's kind of crazy how in hindsight, or like here in like 2025, this album is kind of divisive now, which is kind of crazy because either you have the, the quote unquote hardcore Incubus fans that are, that were around before the band put out Make Yourself and were hardcore like Science fans. And those people, those kinds of people tend to not like Make Yourself. A lot of the hardcore nu metal, early Incubus fans don't really like Make Yourself too much. Again, those are a lot of the people that have been begging for Incubus to go back to the Science sound. But at the same time, though, Make Yourself is the album that broke Incubus through to the mainstream. Like that album is the reason why millions of fans around the world love Incubus, right? And I completely understand why. It's a great album, great album. I love it. I mean, you have songs like Privilege, The Warmth, Consequence. Stellar's a great one. Make Yourself, probably my favorite track off the whole album is the title track, Make Yourself. I love that song. Of course, you have the, Drive, Pardon Me, which are again, fantastic songs. And yeah, it's a great album. Great album. The only song I'm not really a big fan of off this record is I Miss You. It just sounds very, very cheesy, very, very on the nose for Brandon Boyd's lyrics. And just as a song, it just kind of sounds like kind of thrown together. And again, not really my favorite it's my least favorite song off of the album. But as a whole, it is a great album. Where am I gonna put this? Honestly, I like Science more as an album. I think Science just the highs off of Science to me are higher than the highs off of Make Yourself. But as a whole, I do think Make Yourself is kind of the better album. But like, again, the best tracks to me off of Science are better than the best tracks off of Make Yourself. So it's really hard between these two. Honestly, it could kind of flip between these two, which ones I like more. You could ask me at the start of the week, I could like Science more. You could ask me at the end of the week, I would put Make Yourself above it. But I love both of these albums regardless. And, I guess I'm one of the few people, or I don't know. I really don't know where I'd rank. I'm one of the people that love both of these albums for what they do differently. I'm not all on Team Science side, and I'm not all on, Team, Incubus post Science side. Like I'm up for whatever. I love Science. And I love everything that they did after Science. So yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna put it at the bottom of B right now, just below Science, but don't kid yourself. Make Yourself is a great album, and it's a lot of people's favorite Incubus albums. Or a lot of people's favorite Incubus album, and for good reason. So yeah, that's where I'm gonna put it. All right, and now we arrive at Morning View, and I'm just gonna put it right up on the tier list where it belongs, and that is in S tier. This is my favorite Incubus album of all time. I love it. So many amazing. Every single track on this album is amazing. Starting with Nice to Know You for track 1. Not only is this my favorite Incubus album opener song out of their entire discography. One of my favorite album openers for any band, for any album of all time. It's also one of my favorite Incubus songs. It's so good. 10 out of 10 track. Circles, also amazing track. Wish You Were Here, a little overrated in my opinion. It kind of got played on the radio just a little bit too much. It's a good track, but again, a little bit more on the basic side. Not really a whole lot of experimentation on this song. Kind of just a basic song, but it is really good nonetheless. Just a Phase, 11 a.m., Blood on the Ground, are great tracks. Mexico, a really nice, like refreshing, kind of different, slower paced song compared to everything else on the album. A Warning, one of their biggest hits. Great song. Echo, Have You Ever, Are You In, Under My Umbrella. Again, all just fantastic songs. But then you come to the last track, Aquarius. I'm not gonna be able to say it. Aquarius Transmission. It's a 11 out of 10 track. One of the best Incubus songs of all time. This is just one of the most beautiful alternative rock songs I've ever heard in my entire life. Is this last track? Such an amazing song. Hearing, when I saw Incubus live for the first time, this is the song that they ended the concert with. And it was so crazy, man. Just amazing to hear it live. And yeah, it's just amazing, amazing song. One of Incubus's best songs for sure. And what a great album closer, man. One of the best album closers of all time. So yeah, every single track on this album is a banger. And that's, to me, why it's an S tier album. It's just great. 10 out of 10 record. One of the best albums of the 2000s. And yeah, if you've never heard this album, if you like Incubus but you haven't listened to this album like front to back, you really need to do so, because it'll change your life, man. It'll change your life. So yeah, Morning View, S tier for sure. All right, and now we arrive at A Crow Left to the Murder. Before I place this, I just want to say, for Morning View, some of the best songs of Incubus's career are on Morning View, right? I feel the exact same way about A Crow Left to the Murder, but as a whole, like as an entire album from track 1 to the final track, not quite as strong as Morning View. I just want to preface that, and I just want to state that before I rank this. As an album as a whole, I don't think it's quite as good as Morning View, but that being said, we have ourselves another S tier. A Crow Left to the Murder has some of the best songs that this band has ever made on it. For example, Megalomaniac. Oh, Megalomaniac's a really good song. I wouldn't say it's it's not the top 3 for me off of this album, but A Crow Left to the Murder, Agoraphobia, Talk Shows on Mute, man. What a fantastic song. One of the best songs that band has ever made. Beware Criminal is also really, really good. And then Sick Sad Little World. So I guess a little fun fact for me, for you guys about me, when it comes to Incubus, Sick Sad Little World, my favorite Incubus song of all time is that song. It is so good. And again, when I saw this band in 2017 for the first time, they played this song and it blew my mind live. Such a great song, man. I wish Incubus would make the longer, like kind of more proggier songs like this one. I really wish they would kind of just, because there's so much experimentation into that song. It's so heavy. It's so beautiful. It's such a sick beat to it. All the tempo changes and stuff on this song. I could go on and on about Sick Sad Little World, but that is my favorite song off of this album. Honestly, the first half of this record is almost completely as good as Morning View. But the problem I have with A Crow Left to the Murder is that the second half of it kind of falls off just a little bit. I like Pistola. That's a good girl. Or a good girl. That's okay. I was thinking of Southern Girl when I was looking at the track list. Pistola is a good song. Southern Girl is an okay song. Kind of a slower song. Kind of reminds me of Mexico a little bit off of Morning View. Good song. Priceless kind of sounds like, I don't want to say exactly like a Science song, but it kind of reminds me of a song off of Science. Z Devil, it's all right. I'm not the biggest fan of the song. It's okay. Made for TV Movie's a really, really good one. Smile Lines is all right. Here in My Room's all right. And Leech, I'm kind of not really a big fan of. It's all right. Like I said, the second half of this album isn't the greatest. The first half is amazing. From track 1 to track 6, some of the best songs that this band has ever made. And then the rest of the album is still good, but it's not as good as what came before. So I would still put it in S tier. But again, I don't think it's Incubus's best album. I think Morning View is their best album, because from track 1 to the final track, it's all just incredible. It's all amazing. And A Crow Left to the Murder, it's amazing up until track, 7 with Pistola. And then from there on to the last song, they're still good, but it's not amazing like what you heard in the first half. So yeah, I'm still going to give it an S tier because that first half is so strong. But I am going to put it below Morning View because it's not quite as good it's not quite as strong as an album from start to finish as Morning View. So yeah, Curl Up to the Murder, we're gonna put it at the bottom of S tier. Great album, love it, love it. All right, and here we are at Light Grenades. It's kind of, how do I describe this album? I mean, it kind of just sounds like what Make Yourself is to, or what Morning View was to Make Yourself. It's kind of what Light Grenades sounds like to A Crow Left to the Murder. To, and that it sounds like A Crow Left to the Murder and Light Grenades like were kind of made at the same time, and they kind of have like a very similar sound to one another. But that being said, it's not as good as A Crow Left to the Murder or Morning View in my opinion. But I do really like the sound of this album. That might be kind of a hot take. I know quite a few Incubus fans that really don't care for this record that much, but I love it. I think it's a great album. And honestly, like as an album, even though the best songs of Light Grenades do not reach the highs of A Crow Left to the Murder, but as an album as a whole, I do think actually that Light Grenades sounds more consistent from track 1 to the last track. There's not really the only 2 songs off of this album that I really don't care for that much are the 2 opening songs, Quicksand and A Kiss to Send Us Off. They're not bad, they're good, but they're just, to me, those are the weakest songs off of this for sure. I mean, I even really like Light Grenades, Earth to Bella. Both parts of those sound really good. I like how Earth to Bella part 1 and 2, they kind of mix up the album quite a bit, and it just, it's a nice little breakup for the kind of standard alternative rock sound that this album has going for it. But then you have songs like Rogues, Paper Shoes, Pendulous Threads. Those are like 3 of the best songs off the album in my opinion. Oil and Water, Diamonds and Coal, really good. Love Hurts is a good song. Animali, Dig, also fantastic songs. So with all that being said, I'm gonna put it in A tier. It's one of my favorite Incubus albums. I think it's kind of underrated as an album. I love the sound of this album, and honestly, if Incubus ever goes back to one of their past sounds for a record, part of me kind of wants them to go back to this sound, because I think this would just be a nice middle ground between what they had on Make Yourself and Morning View, and like what they were known for later with A Crow Left to the Murder and Light Grenades. I would love to hear like a follow-up kind of sequel album to this one. Yeah, I don't know. Light Grenades, great album, love it. Not as good as Morning View or Crow Left to the Murder, but still a super solid album and one of my favorite Incubus albums for sure. All right, and now we come to one of the most I guess critically panned albums from Incubus, like as a, in their entire discography. If not now, when? Now, where do I stand on this album? I don't hate this album like a lot of Incubus fans do. I don't love it either, but I don't hate it. I think it's overall an okay record. I really don't care for the first couple of songs off this thing. If not now, when? Promises. Friends and Lovers is okay. Those first 3 songs are all right, but they're not the greatest in my opinion. But Thieves, Isidore, the original, I mean, honestly, from Thieves onward, I really like most of the songs off this record for the most part, all the way to the last song. Defiance is really good. In the Company of Wolves is probably my favorite song on this album. Switchblade is really the only one past Thieves that I just don't really like or care for that much. Switchblade, I'm not really a big fan of that one. Adolescence, amazing song. I guess little known fun fact, this song almost didn't make the record, I guess. They kind of put this on here at the last minute, and I'm really glad that they did that, because this song kind of sounds like something that would have been on like Light Grenades, for example. And maybe that was the reason why they kind of kept it off of it, was because it sounds so different compared to most of the other songs on this record. But I am really glad that it's here, because it really adds up. It really adds like a nice mix up to the rest of the album. And Tomorrow's Food, that's a great song, very slow paced song. But I think it's an album closer. I actually think it's a really good album closer. And yeah, it's a good album. I'm gonna put it in C. I think it's an all right record. I don't hate this album like a lot of Incubus fans do. I don't think it's trash. I don't think it's great. As you can see here on this tier list, I mean, I think Incubus has a lot stronger. There's a lot more stronger records and stuff that you can pull from in their discography. But yeah, overall, I don't hate it, don't love it. It's good. It's good. If not now, when? It's a good album. It's a good album. All right, and here we are with Incubus Trustfall Side A. Yeah, it's got four tracks on it: Trustfall, Makeout Party, Absolution Calling, and Dance Like You're Dumb. Um, you know, obviously this isn't an album, but I thought it'd be kind of fun just to include these two EPs on here just for the hell of it. Where am I gonna put this? I'm gonna put it right below If Not Now When, because a couple of songs off of If Not Now When, I think those are just better. There's a couple of songs off of here that beats any song that's on Trustfall Side A. Yeah, okay, let me just start with the track list for Trustfall Side A. The first song is the title track, Trustfall. I like this song a lot. I think it's really good. Probably my second favorite song off of this EP. Yeah, just a very solid song. Makeout Party. Look, I like the instrumentation on this song. I really don't care for what Brandon is doing on the vocal, the vocal side of things on this song. I don't know what you call that. It's not like acapellico. I don't know what you would call that style. I've heard it done before in by other bands, and I don't know. I've never really cared for that style of singing on it, and I kind of think the lyrics on that song also aren't the best. So yeah, Makeout Party, it's not very good in my opinion, but I do like the instrumentation of this song. And then going on to Absolution Calling, that is my favorite song off of this EP. I think it's a great, fantastic song. Just a really super solid alternative rock song. Yeah, I really don't know what else more to say about it. It's just a solid, good song. Yeah, my favorite one off of this EP for sure. And then finally, Dance Like You're Dumb. Easily the worst song off of this thing. I think this is one of the worst songs. If you include every single Incubus album and EP, look, I like Dance Like You're Dumb. Like, I like that song more than almost every single song off of their first album here, Fungus Amongus. But overall, it's one of my least favorite Incubus songs, if I'm being real with you guys. Really just don't care for it that much. And yeah, kind of a sour way to end the EP, but whatever. So yeah, I'm gonna put it right below If Not Now When, just because there's in the Company of Wolves, Adolescence, Tomorrow's Food, Thieves, even Isidore. I like all those songs more than any song off of Trustfall Side A. But yeah, at the same time though too, it's Trustfall and Absolution Calling are super solid songs. I like those songs quite a bit. So yeah, I'm gonna put it at the bottom of C for now. All right, here we are with Incubus's latest album, 8. Now, yeah, it's so crazy that when I saw them live, it was when they were doing the 8 tour, like around the United States. And yeah, so I guess spoilers for this album, I'm not a big fan of it. It's okay. It's all right. There's some decent songs on this thing. I actually like some of the more, what would you call it? Like some of the more kind of the more like electronic-y type songs on this thing, more than the average Incubus fan does. At least I think so, in my opinion. So yeah, anyway, point is though, it's crazy that this album is like, what, 8 years old now? Ironically enough, it's just so wild, man. I can't believe it's taken this long for Incubus to put out another album. It's kind of disappointing. But I guess at the same time, this is gonna sound so mean, but at the same time, disappointing is kind of the best word to describe 8. And honestly, it's not really. The songs on this thing are okay. Like No Fun is an all right song. Nimble Bastard I actually really like. I think that's a fun song. State of the Art, one of the best songs on the album. Now, for the average Incubus fan that loves like their more, alternative rocky side, you may not like State of the Art that much, but I think it's a solid song. I actually kind of wish more of this album was kind of more leaning heavily into that electronic side. And I'm going to go into that into why that they should have kind of done that for this record, in my opinion, coming up. But going over the next couple of songs, Glitter Bomb, Undefeated, just kind of meh songs. I really don't care for those songs too much. Loneliest, that might be my favorite song on this entire record. Again, doesn't really sound like an Incubus song a whole lot, but I like it for what it is quite a bit. Then you have like kind of like the segue track, when I became a man, just kind of a meh, like whatever. I really don't like segue tracks for any band, not just Incubus, but really for any band ever. Segue tracks always kind of sound like a waste, in my opinion. Don't really care for them. So, Familiar Faces is a good song. I like that one quite a bit. Love in a Time of Surveillance might be my second favorite song off of this album. Make No Sound in the Digital Forest. Great song. Might be my third or fourth favorite song off of this album. I will say, man, when I saw Incubus live, when they were on tour for this album, when they played this song, it was like euphoric, man. Like maybe I'll put some footage in, because I think I recorded it when I was at this concert. It was like crazy. Like the sound of it, the soundscape of it in concert was incredible. Like don't get me wrong, like on the album, it's a good song. It's a good song. I like it. But man, hearing it live, it really like blew me away. Yeah, I don't know. Usually I'm like a studio guy, like when it comes to like studio versions of songs versus a live version of them, I almost always prefer studio versions of songs. But when it comes to Make No Sound in the Digital Forest, hearing that song live was actually like fucking crazy. It was amazing, actually. Like, it was wild. So yeah, anyway, that was kind of my little tangent on that. I really like that song on the album. It's good, but man, hearing it live was something else. And then finally, the last track, Throw Out the Map. Solid little song. It's all right. Yeah, I don't know. 8 as a whole, it's just kind of a meh album in my opinion. And what I alluded to earlier with saying that I wish Incubus would have leaned harder into the electronic side of this album. This album was mixed by Skrillex, right? And for those that don't know, he's like a dubstep guy, electronic DJ guy. I'm not sure how this collaboration came about. But that being said, overall, I really don't like the mixing on this album too much. I don't think it's as bad as Fungus Amongus, but man, it is not good. The recording, I mean, not the recording, but just the mixing on it, it's just not good. But on songs like Loneliest, State of the Art, where it kind of leans more into like the electronic side of things, it actually sounds good. Like those songs sound good. So like I almost wish if they were gonna get Skrillex to mix this thing, part of me kind of wishes that they would have just done like an electronic like rock album or something. I think it could have been a better album if they would have done that, instead of kind of making like kind of generic sounding alternative rock songs that kind of just sound like a former shadow of what Incubus was in the 2000s. So yeah, overall, where am I gonna put this? I'll put it above Trust Fall Side A. I think if not now, when? I think that's a better album. Just sounds better. And the highs off of this record are better than the highs off of 8. But overall, I still like 8. It's okay. There's a lot of nostalgia for me because that was the album that I saw these guys on tour with. When I saw them live, they were promoting this album. So it's gonna have a special place in my heart because of that. Forever. But at the same time, the mixing isn't good, and a lot of the songs on this thing just kind of sound like generic alternative rock songs that just don't live up to what came before it. So yeah, Incubus is 8. It's kind of disappointing, but at the same time, it's kind of mid. It's okay. I don't think it's garbage, but it's just kind of mid. It's honestly, mid is like the best word to describe 8. So yeah, middle of C is where I think it belongs. I think it's a good spot for it. Okay, and here we are with the final entry on this tier list. We have Incubus Trust Fall Side B. Now, Side B, where do let's just put this where I think it belongs. It's definitely going in C somewhere, but where do I want to put it? You know what? Man, it's really, do I like this more than 8 or not? I'll put it above 8, okay? I think it's definitely, when it comes to mixing, it sounds way better than 8 in my opinion. And the first song off this EP, Karma Come Back, I think that's the best song. Like if you can, all the songs right here, right from Trust Fall Side A to B to 8, the best song off of all three of these, if I had to pick one, is Karma Come Back, which is the opening to side B. I love that song. I think that's a fantastic song. Super, super good. I wish more of this EP sounded like that first song. But yeah, that opening track is great. Track 2, Our Love, kind of a lyrically kind of a cheesy song, if I'm being real. I like the instrumentation of it. It's okay, but I don't know. It's kind of a mid song in my opinion. Into the Summer is the 3rd track. I like that song. It's okay. Kind of a fun track. I guess it's based off of lyrically, it's based off of a movie or something. I forget what the movie is actually, but yeah, Into the Summer is a good one. On Without Me is a good one too. That's the 4th track. Super solid song. And then Paper Cuts, kind of like a very low-key kind of song. Kind of reminds me off of, it sounds like a song that would be on If Not Now When, if I'm being real. And it's an all right song. Like, Karma Come Back is the best song on this EP, and then everything else after it's just okay. But yeah, but man, that Karma Come Back, honestly, if that first song, Karma Come Back, was not as great as it was, I would probably put it at the bottom of here, if I'm being real. But man, I love that opening track to this EP. It's so good. So yeah, I'm gonna put it in high C tier, or like, I guess not high C tier, but right below If Not Now When. That's kind of a good spot for it, in my opinion. All right, guys, and there's the Incubus album tier list for 2025. Had a lot of fun making this. Just fun. It's always just fun to talk about one of your favorite bands, right? Yeah, like I said earlier at the beginning of this video, Incubus is one of my favorite bands of all time. I really want to see these guys live again someday, like pretty soon if I can. Because I love these guys. I love their music. I've been growing up with these albums, and I'm still growing up with these albums, you know, all these years later. Even, you know, obviously from when I first listened to them in high school or whatever. Such a great band. Whenever I hear the word alternative rock band, there's obviously bands I like more than Incubus, but whenever you say the phrase alternative rock band, Incubus is automatically the first thing that pops in my mind, because to me, like, they are the antithesis of the word alternative rock. And yeah, it's such an amazing band with an amazing discography. Yeah, and I know they have a new album coming out, I think next year. It kind of got pushed back. It was supposed to come out this fall, I believe, but it's called what is it? Something in the Water. That's the name of it. And I've heard little snippets on their Instagram and everything. Really don't know where that sound is going to take us, but all I'm hoping for is that it sounds better than 8. I hope it's just mixed better. So yeah, I'm very, very looking forward to the new album. As always, Incubus can put out a trash tier album a year before, and then they're getting ready to release another one, and I will be there day one to listen to it because I love this band. So yeah, guys, yeah, anyway, thank you for watching this video. Where do you guys rank Incubus albums? Like, what would you rank them if you had your own tier list? Shout out to Ian Nathaniel Johnson, whoever this guy is, for making this tier list on Tiermaker. You know, I always like to give credit to people that make these tier lists, you know, just because, you know, I feel like it's the right thing to do. So no idea who that is, but shout out to them for making this. And yeah, if you guys are watching this, leave your own tier list down in the comments, or give me like your rankings of your favorite Incubus albums, because I really, really want to hear it. So I have a feeling a lot of people are going to put Make Yourself as their number one, Make Yourself or Science as their number one, because those are kind of the two most popular Incubus albums. Probably with Morning View, you know, very close, like third. But yeah, anyway, leave your favorite Incubus album rankings down in the comments, and I will catch you guys in the next one. So take care. Have a good one.